Hello everybody. I have a challenge. I have been challenged to finish this video in one take and in 15 minutes. Just in time for dessert. Let's see if I can do it. Today the subject is, speaking of dessert, like a cake. Or shall I say pie, as in P-I. We will be talking about circumference. It's one of my favorite subjects. It's just so well-rounded. Ba-dum-tsh. All right, let's get to it. Okay, before we discuss the circumference of a circle, I just want to reacquaint you with the parts of a circle. So when we look at a circle, we could start with the center of the circle. Okay, now from the center of the circle, we can also look at the diameter, which is the distance across the circle, and the diameter must go through the center. And then we have the radius, which is the distance from the center to any point of the circle. So the radius could be here. It could be, I highlighted this one just a little bit yellow. This would be also radius from here to here. I could do diameter, from one side to another through the center. Okay, so diameter, once again, goes all the way across through the center. Radius goes from the center out. Sometimes you see a line that goes like this. That would be referred to as a chord. It does not go through the center. Okay, so you could see my little bit of arts and crafts here. Okay, so this ribbon would represent the circumference. The circumference is the distance around the circle. And what we're actually doing is, once you find the circumference, like, for example, this ribbon would be as long, if I was to just take it and measure it. So this ruler, this ribbon is about 30, I have to add 30. It's about 33 centimeters. So this circle here has a circumference. The distance around this circle is approximately, roughly 33 centimeters. Okay, maybe I should use this circle for an example problem so we could see if I was actually right with my estimations. So when you want to find the circumference of a circle, that could be kind of tricky because we can't, you can make ribbons and cut them like I did and measure them. That is one way, but the formula is probably going to be the easiest way for you to do that. So the circumference of a circle is the product of pi, pi, and the diameter, or twice the product of pi and the radius. In other words, sorry for this sloppiness here, C equals pi d, or C equals 2 pi r. Both of these work. Now I also want to tell you that pi is equal to 3.1. Actually, pi is an infinitely long number, but we usually round it to just 3.14, or you can use 22/7. Usually I use 3.14. But you're going to find that there are times that 22/7, the fraction, is more useful to you, and we'll see some cases of that in our examples. Another thing that you want to be aware of is sometimes we're going to be asked to answer in terms of pi. So I just want to give that to you, show that to you right now in terms of pi. I'm not going to tell you exactly what that means yet. It's actually very simple, but I just want to introduce you, just have that in the back of your mind before we review. Okay, so formulas: C equals pi d, or C equals 2 pi r. Pi is going to be either 3.14 or 22/7, depending on what works best for the problem or the real life situation. And you want to have this in the back of your head in terms of pi. Let's do some math. Find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 8 feet. Use 3.14 for pi. Well, that makes it easy. They tell us what to use. Okay, first step, as always, let's go ahead and write down the formula. C equals pi d. Okay, they give me the diameter, so I'm going to just plug it in. C equals 3.14 times d, diameter, equals 8. And then I go 3.14 times 8 to 32. My answer is C equals 25.12 feet. That is my answer, 25.12 feet. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next problem. Find the circumference. Use 22 over 7 for pi. All right, C equals, now here they give me the radius. So there's two things I can do. I can just, the radius here is 21. I can use C equals 2 pi r, or if I choose to, I can just double the radius because diameter is half. So that's going to, radius is half. So I'm going to know that if my radius is 21, my diameter is going to be double, which is 42. So pi d 22 over 7 times 42 over 1. Okay, now here's a perfect example of using 22 over 7. So I'm going to break down these numbers, or excuse me, reduce them. 1, and then 7 goes into 42 6 times, and then I end up with 22 times 6, and that is 132. My answer is 132 inches. Okay, so there was a few things I had to, there was a few things I had to do here. They gave me the radius of 21, and I could have used C equals 2 pi r, and I could have gone 2 times 22 over 7 times 21, and I would have gotten, 3, 1, and I would have gotten 2 times 22 times 3, which is going to be the same answer, I believe. 66 times 2. Yeah, 132. No, wait a minute. Yes, it is. But I just preferred doubling the radius and getting my diameter of 42. So pi d, and then I used 22 over 7 for my pi, which is totally acceptable and actually smart in this case. And then I got 22 times 6, 132 inches. Okay, let's go on to this one. Okay, here we go, a similar problem. So I've got the radius of 56. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to multiply 56 times 2. 56 times 2, that's 12. And I'm going to get a diameter of 112. Now I'm going to write down my formula. C equals pi d. It tells me I should use 22 over 7. Thanks for the hint. That hint will not always be there. In fact, many times in life, we got to figure things out ourselves. Now, they're not always math book problems that are perfectly, where numbers are compatible. Okay, this is a 1. I know it's a big fat one, and I apologize for that, but we're just going to have to live with it for now. Okay, I'm going to see. Let me see. Does 7 go into 112? Well, let's see. 7 into 112. Well, 7 goes in there one time. 42. Yeah, it does. 7 goes into 112 6 times. So then we get 22 times 6. Is that the same answer? I got 132. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem right to me. No. 7 goes in there 16. It wasn't right. Phew. Okay. 22 times 16. So that's 2, 132, 22, 2, 5, 3. It is 352. And they don't give me any units, so I'll just say units. Okay, let me review because this is a little bit sloppy. C equals pi d. They give me the radius. I doubled it and got 112 so that I could put in 112 for the diameter. It told me to use 22 over 7 for pi, so I multiplied 22 over 7 times 112 over 1. I kind of suspected, because they told us that 22 over 7 to use it, that 7 would be able to go into 112. And so I figured out that it did 16 times, so I canceled out the 7 and I canceled out 112, got 16. 22 times 16 ends up being, it's right, the work is right here, ends up being 152. So why did we use 22 over 7 here? Well, because 7 could go into 112. And actually, there was a hint. 7 goes into 56. So that was our hint that that would probably work. Okay. Ooh, money. A nickel has a diameter of 22 millimeters. Find the circumference in terms of pi. Ooh, I think I have nickels here. Let's find some. Here's my jar, my can of nickels. There they are. Okay. Let's just have a nickel for the nickel problem. Okay, there's my shiny nickel. So this is 22 millimeters. Wow, that's interesting. Find the circumference. Ooh, in terms of pi. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Okay, I write down the formula. C equals pi d. All right, in terms of pi means you leave the pi alone. This is, now remember, pi represents this super uber long number, 3.1 blah, 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 blah. And I know many of you know many more numbers after me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to write C equals pi times 22. The answer is 22 times pi. That is how you answer in terms of pi. You just leave the pi there because that is the most exact answer. Isn't that interesting? Okay, let's do another one. Find the circumference. Let's do this one in terms of pi as well. The radius is 18 centimeters. So C equals pi d. The radius is 18, therefore the diameter is going to be 36. I plug in the numbers, pi times 36. So in terms of pi, 36 pi is the answer in terms of pi. Okay, so these two answers, 22 pi and 36 pi, are actually, they're two things. They are the answer in terms of pi, but they are also the expression that you could use to find circumference. So this would answer a lot of questions, actually. Okay. Hey, wait a minute. That's a triangle problem. And that is it? That's all we have today? Wow, that was easy. Ooh, so then let's go. Oh, wait, I need to say that was easy. That was easy. Okay, actually, just for fun, let's go back to something really quickly. So remember this problem here, where I had my circle and I said, maybe we could figure out what it is. Okay, so I'm getting a measurement of approximately 5.3 centimeters. So, oh no, the diameter is not 5.3 centimeters. I'm getting a diameter of approximately 10.1 to, actually no, I'm getting 10.4. So this circle has a diameter. Now remember, I think I said that I measured this to be about 33. Okay, so C equals pi d. Okay, I just said C equals, let's go 3.14 times 10.4. Ooh, I wish I could find a calculator around here so I can get the most exact answer. Hold on. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to multiply my pi, 3.14 times diameter, which is 10.4, and I get 32. Oh, can you see it? 32.656. That is pretty darn close to my ribbon cutting of 33 centimeters. So 32.7, I'll just round it up to 32.7 centimeters. I did not even, I promise you, there is no magic here. I did the calculations after I cut the ribbon, but that just kind of gives you a good idea as to what circumference is. It's kind of like we cut the circle, flatten it out, and measure it with the ruler, but this formula makes life really simple. If you have any questions, I am ready for you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.